And now just a little photo shoot over here. Why not? All three of our trucks next to the city. Hello and welcome to another Xterra video where I work on my truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. And today is gonna be a very exciting video, at least it's for me. I'm finally gonna be starting working on my rear bumper with a tire carrier. I finally got, I think, all the parts that I need for it, and I'm gonna be working on it. But I'm not gonna be working by myself. I'm actually gonna go and meet my friend, who of course has an Xterra, and he has a lot of stuff that he's done to his truck. He built himself a bumper, skid plates, rear tire carrier, ladder rack, and a lot of stuff he builds. He works in a pretty decent sized shop, so he has a lot of tools and parts in there, and more importantly, of course, he has a commercial grade welder over there. Because to be honest, to weld the skid plates I was fine using my Harbor Freight welder, but to weld a bumper and a tire carrier, I felt like the welds are not gonna be as strong, and I was always concerned that if I build it myself with a Harbor Freight welder, at some point the tire carrier might fall off, and I don't want that. So I'm already doing some little works, taking some measurements here and there and preparing the plate to take it over there. And once I get there, we're gonna start working. I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to film over there, because I don't want to put him in an awkward position, and I don't want to waste time, because it's a commercial place, and yeah, time is important. But still, I'm gonna try to record what I can, and once it's all done, I'm gonna show you the bumper, guys. So right now I'm gonna take off my bumper again, take some measurements in there for some holes and stuff, and actually I'm cleaning up one of the holes. The bolt is kind of not going right. So once I get there, hopefully it's all gonna get done in one day, but more likely it's gonna be a 2-day job. And then all the little stuff like painting, getting the camera relocated, I have to figure out where I'm gonna mount the license plate, the lights for the license, and stuff like that. So that should be very exciting. At least for me, I'm very excited. I'm finally getting my bumper built. But as of now, I'm gonna have almost an hour and a half of drive to him, and then we're gonna start working. So not to take the whole plate with me to my friend, he actually sent me the measurements of the bumper. So the length of it is gonna be 44.5. The top portion is gonna be 6.5. The side portion is gonna be 9 inches, and the bottom lip is gonna be 2.5. So now I'm gonna cut this piece out, cut off the notches, and maybe I can even bend this before I take it to him, just to save time, so we don't spend too much time over there on working on this. So now I'm just gonna cut it and try to bend it. All right, guys, the plate is cut. I made the cutouts where I'm gonna make my bends. So next step is try to bend it. All right, the main shelf is done. As you can see, all the bends are done. They might need to be adjusted a little bit, but for the most part they should be good. Now we're just gonna weld them over there and over here, and this part is done. Alright guys, we're at the shop. So now I'm gonna take my old bumper out. We're gonna start doing some measurements. We're possibly gonna use that shelf that I already pre-cut. So yeah, I have some extra stuff over there. I don't know what we're gonna use. Maybe we're gonna use something else. There's actually a lot of stuff here. So gonna take this out. Alright, so now we're just cutting the 2 bridges for the reinforcement, and for once we can use these machines instead of doing it by hand. There we go. Cuts it nice and easy and straight. So now we're gonna weld the main shelf, gonna weld in all these cuts that I made to make the bands. So once that's done, this part is pretty much done. Well, still gonna be a lot more work left, but yeah. And over here we welded 2 1x3 tubings, square tubings. That's gonna be our main reinforcement. And then there's gonna be another one across. So for now we just tucked it in, letting it cool. Then we're gonna take it off, and then we're gonna weld it through. So right now I'm just practicing my welds with this machine. This is nothing compared to what I have at home. This is a real deal. So as you can see, over here I started pretty bad, but now over here I think it's getting better. So before I start doing anything else, this is amazing. This machine welds really good. I'm glad that I'm doing it here and not at the house, and not with my welder, because my welder is not strong enough for sure, and this I want to be very strong. So now I'm gonna measure for another piece over here to reinforce the bumper even more, which is gonna be something like 40 3/4. Gonna cut it and weld it in as well. So now I'm gonna cut this 2x2 for the bumper reinforcement, and that piece is gonna sit below those two pieces, metal pieces, and in the middle, that's where the hinge is gonna go eventually. And now I'm just gonna cut this and let the machine cut it. There we go. And now with the belt sander, we're just gonna clear the edges so they're not sharp, and we can weld it better over here. I also picked up the hinge. It was actually on sale, so that was pretty good. And I found this online for the recovery points. They were very cheap. I could have made them myself, like I did my recovery, but this is way cheaper and faster to do. It's already all cut. It seems like a good metal, so we're just gonna weld this in, and we're gonna weld this to the bumper as well. So now I have to cut out this round edge over here so the bumper fits closer to the truck, more flush. So I'm gonna use a grinder wheel and go at it. So now we're working on welding a hinge over here, just trying to figure out putting all the parts together. But yeah, gonna put it as high as over here and weld it in. So now I'm working on my main arm. I'm just cutting this to make it round so we can weld it to here. Alright guys, so it's the second day we're here. So just waiting for a friend to come now, and we gotta go through those gates. Yeah, and gonna be working on the bumper. So hopefully by the end of this video the rear bumper is gonna look completely different. So now I'm working on my rear hitch. I just got a hole over here, so now I'm gonna check it out where I'm gonna mount it exactly and start welding it. Alright guys, the bumper is coming along. So as you can see, the hinge is installed and welded and reinforced. So now we're going to be working on a tire carrier over here. Alright guys, the bumper is coming along. I'm not recording much today here. I'm just trying to get all the work done because time is running fast. So right now I'm working on this with the tire arm gonna rest, and the latch is gonna be mounted over here. So now I'm making a holes for the plastic, so it's gonna sit on it. Alright guys, as you can see, the tire carrier, the bumper is pretty much done. There are small things that has to be adjusted, modified, but it's pretty much done. And of course it has to be painted. So me with my friends, we didn't record much today. There was a lot of music playing, and I just wanted to get it done faster. It's already 6 o'clock anyways on Sunday, so I didn't want to hold up people too long, so we were just focusing on working. But yeah, look at this. And now just a little photo shoot over here. Why not? All three of our trucks next to the city. So now I'm just working, finished up some modification to my bumper. So I'm gonna weld these 3-inch pieces of 3/16 steel 3 inches apart, just to reinforce the lower part. I decided not to go with the full length of plate in there. This is gonna be more than enough. So now I'm just gonna tuck them in and weld them one by one. Alright guys, all of this is welded in. This should be pretty good. This is gonna hold it. I mean, this I was doing only to support the lower part, because everything else over there is welded in pretty good. So yeah. So now while I'm working on painting the tire carrier, I really like the security pin that it has over there. So over here I decided to put another one as well. I ordered this one online with a spring loaded. So my plan is to weld it over here. That way I don't have to deal with a slide pin and lose it all the time or something. And this should be secured as well. So now I'm gonna try to weld it in here, and hopefully it's gonna stay in place. Alright, and a quick release latch is welded in and it works perfect. I can just pull on a pin and it opens up. Nice. And inside there I'm thinking to put the thread locker, so this not gonna come apart, but I mean it shouldn't, but just to be on the safe side. So I think this came out pretty good. So now I'm working on trying to install a license plate. I'm thinking to install it somewhere over here, so that's gonna be something like this maybe. And I also picked up these lights. I really like them. I use them at the front for the front grille lights. They seem to be like a very good quality, so might as well just use them. As you can see, they have this configuration is pointing to the sides, so that should work perfect for the license plate lights. I'm gonna be reusing the wiring harness from a bumper because I don't want to cut the connector on a frame, and I still want to use this connector. So I'm just gonna cut it shorter over here and splice two of my new wires into it, and it's ready to be plug and play. And alright guys, my new license lights wiring harness is done. So now all it's left is just put the license plate in place, connect the wiring harness, and check and make sure and hopefully it works. Alright guys, it's raining and it's late, but I'm still working, trying to get everything done as much as possible, as fast as possible. So right now I'm modifying my bumper over here, this hinge. I'm drilling another hole over here, so that way when the tire carrier is in a close position, the pin over here, it's also gonna lock in here for extra security. So now I hope I measured in the right way where it's gonna be. So now I'm working my way making the holes over here. Now another thing on this latch and this latch, I'm gonna use a thread locker. That way they should not come apart ever on its own. At least that's a plan. So I'm gonna put a thread locker in there and make it secure that way as well. Alright guys, after many days and many hours of work, my rear bumper is done. So let me show you how it looks now. I know I didn't record it a lot this time for various reasons, but let me show you how it looks. Alright, so this is the final result of all hard work and many hours of work, and I think it came out just amazing. I'm really happy how it looks. We did a few quiet modifications and then I added some modifications, and with the help of a friend we finally built it. So let me open it up and show you how it looks. Now I got this 90-degree latch and it works pretty good, but we still had to make some modifications. We welded in this little piece over here, and originally I even got this slide pins. I was planning to use a slide pin over here, but I really like this design. This came with a swing, so you just pull this out and it's spring loaded and it locks in place. So I found on Amazon the same, almost the same design, and I just welded in here. I cut hole through it, I welded this in place, and over here and on that one I put the thread locker, so this is not gonna go anywhere and it locks in there pretty tight. So to operate this is pretty easy. So all we have to do is unlock this latch, and over here actually as well, when this is in a lock position, I measured over here and I drilled a hole, so this is locked in here as well. So now I have almost like a double lock. But anyways, let's open this up. You just push this in and you unlock this. Nice. Then I release this latch and that's it. It has two pre-drill holes in there to lock it in the open position, but because of design of the trunk and all of this, I have to open up more. So in my case I have to open up all the way, which is fine. And as you can see over here, we welded this bar, so over here later we can add something more. And I think the overall design is pretty great. It reinforced here and here, welded over here and here. This is not gonna go anywhere. As you can see over here, I put the rubber mats. I got this from Harbor Freight. They sold by, I believe, 12 inches by 12 inches. So I bought two of them, cut it in half, and I just put it in here. It's self-adhesive. That way you're not gonna slip off and fall off this, and this is not gonna get scratched. So this is pretty good. Of course, over here we welded our shackles. We welded the hitch receiver with some reinforcement over here. These holes I might drill bigger later, but time will show. Over there I mounted my camera again with a magnets. It's not gonna go anywhere, and that way I can always relocate it if I don't like it. I didn't want it to drill many holes in the bumper yet, so this is for the arm swing to rest over here, and this is my license plate over here. I built this plate from a plastic, and I wired up these lights, unfortunately, or maybe not unfortunately, but they are red. And this is how the license plate light looks like. Maybe I should replace it or not. I mean, it does a purpose, it illuminates the license plate, so I don't think that should matter. Hopefully I'm not gonna have any issues with police, but yeah. When I was ordering, I made a mistake, I guess, and I ordered red lights instead of white, but it works just as well. So then it's all just wired up, and I reused the old wiring harness plug, so I didn't want it to plug the one from the truck. And this works pretty good. And the way I mount it, you might laugh at me or not, but I put 4 heavy-duty earth magnets underneath, so I mean, you have to break this in order to take the license plate off, so it's not gonna go anywhere. But anyways, now another thing, this bolt only came with 1 washer, so I had to go and I got from a local store a lock washer and another washer over here, so I feel that's gonna be more secure like that. But yeah, I really like this bumper. So let's open this up, and as you can see, it clears just fine when it's all swinged out. And there we go, I finally have my full rear metal bumper with a hitch, with 2 recovery points and a tire carrier. I'm super excited, I'm very happy. All this work was well worth it. Just to close this all back up, it's as easy as it to open it. Slam this in, swing this inside. There we go. Close this in. And that's it. This is locked, and this locks automatically in there when it's in closed position. So I'm super excited about this bumper and a tire carrier. It just looks and feels amazing. It's pretty heavy duty, I feel like. Now my next step, I need to upgrade my leaf springs because I'm putting too much weight over here. So yeah, I need to add a leaf there. Even a year ago, I did not think I will have my front and rear bumper. I only dreamed about it. But then I started looking into the options. I was already planning on working on my front bumper and eventually on the rear bumper. But then I just got this donated to me. I was super excited and super happy. And at that point, I was already looking more and more into different designs and options, how to obtain or make a rear bumper. If you set your mind on something and you try to do something, you might fail multiple times, but eventually it's all gonna come out just great. You just have to keep positive and just keep trying and doing. Don't be afraid to fail. I don't want to preach or anything, but this is just how it is. I'm really happy how the truck is coming out, and I hope you guys liking the stuff as well, and you're happy for me as well. So on this very positive note, I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you might find it helpful, and as always, until next time, everybody, bye.